My name is Sterling Carl Tucker. I'm the guy, the glorious, gorgeous genius guru, maker of EGOT Technology Corporation, a person that's on a mission to make EGOT Technology Corporation, starting with collision prevention systems, which will save 1.35 million human lives per year, beyond any fractional shadow of a doubt, which equates to 135 million per century, which is 3 times more casualties than World War I and World War II combined, and then multiplied by 3. So it's the biggest contribution to our species, society, humanity that you could ever make by circulating this information. So please do it. Like, it's so absurd to me trying to find one individual that's willing to even like write a post, hey, we should have safety systems so that all these collisions are not occurring. Me and my sister both got hit by someone else in the same day last week. Makes me so pissed off too, because my Model S is like that's one thing I'm possessive over. That's the only thing I care about. That's my only material possession. Other than that, I don't care to own anything whatsoever. I think I'm a person that understands people's stuff owns them. They don't own it. They become enslaved to it, indebted and dependent on it. And I don't want or need anything like that. I learned that from Elon, who might have, ironically, maybe learned it from maybe the Bible. Like, there's this story of this rich guy that went up to Jesus and he's like, what do I need to do to get in heaven? It's like, sell all that you have, give it to the poor, which, I mean, that doesn't mean like actually hand it away to them. That means create charitable foundation, like solve the problem of hunger and such. Doesn't mean hand out money. Anyway, and that's precisely to a T what Elon Musk has done. And I want to make Doge Daily Details today anyway, even though it's a holiday weekend. And it is for me. I normally don't do anything holidays, but I've learned in life, nobody gives a shit about me or any other individual. And so if you don't like do something for yourself, it's not going to be done. Yeah, so anyway, I'm learning to create equilibrium and balance in the amount of effort I put forth in exchange for literal assault, robbery, and persecution. That is all I have received ever that I could think of. I'm being serious. Like, and the reason I say that is like my front door's been broken in multiple times with assault weapons. How would they feel if a group of men broke in their wives' homes with assault rifles pointed at their wives' heads, huh? They think that's cool? They think that that's a smart idea? It's mind-boggling to me, the level of fucking stupidity. People think we're fucking sheep. You know, like we fillet and eat alligators alive. Lobster, like we are a species that just don't even talk about the negative side of this species. And I don't understand how shit is handicapped enough to dare attack not a human. I can understand that. You can kill a human. I mean, you can neutralize a human. But the species, we the people, the whole country, like the assault on the pursuit of happiness, or the murder, the genocide, the Holocaust, all of those words are 1,000,000,000% definitionally, computationally accurate to an absolute T, congruent with the current circumstances of what exists here. We have people that are in cages that have never hurt anybody, screaming and crying and begging for help as they're being beaten to death. And it's built like this on purpose. You could go up to anybody in our country and say, hey, did you know that people are beaten to death and raped to death inside of correctional facilities, there will not be one person who will be like, no, what? No, I didn't know they had a system that was beating people to death and raping them to death. What? Yeah, you won't find one person that says that. Everybody knows it. And the moral quality, like, okay, Sodom and Gomorrah, like, I fail to understand how fucking puny particles don't understand what chain reaction particles are. Like, do you so bafflingly weird to me that people think that they can assault, like, let's say, North Korea or Russia, or they haven't started assaulting China yet, though, but they have officially assaulted and mass murdered Russia. Okay, if I know there's some little bitch coward breaking into my neighbor's house, and I'm like, hey, here's a knife for you to use for them, that makes me just as guilty as the little bitch that did it. Anyway, I need to, well, and I don't know the whole logistics of this story there. About, like, what the occupation is about, or anything like that. And it doesn't even matter. It's not even our country. So, like, people should just mind their fucking business. Like, that's between them. Like, we have starving women and children, and, like, our land here, we're the most unhealthy land. We're the most unattractive land. Like, the attractive people in our country are literally imported from other countries like Russia. Thank heavens. Literally. Thank the heavens. And the makers. But anyway, I want to make sure that I'm doing everything as possible to progress towards this as quickly as possible, which is why I make these daily. I will make these daily as long as I'm alive. Just with key information, like, just some days it'll be nothing. I just talk about what I did that day. I just like to have a registry. That's like basically my journal. Without having to be a retard, just write it by hand. I shouldn't tease like that, but that would really suck. I could never do that. But it's nice to have a record of the past. Like, if I have hundreds, in fact, thousands and thousands of pictures and recordings of my kids from them growing up, and if I did not have those, life kind of amounts to nothing, because the brain deletes so much of the past. Like, my brain doesn't remember 99%. But when the photograph's brought up, of course you remember it. But anyway, so I'm really grateful for that. It's important that people understand humans do what they feel like doing. Okay, we are on the brink right now of a guaranteed. They didn't accidentally bring 17 million gang members over here. Gang members and kamikaze trained soldier are the same words here. 17 million, unidentified, unlocated. Okay, the second that starts, that's over. When one half's unidentified and unknown locations, and the other half is identified and known locations, that's the half that loses. For sure. Anyway, so the people safer substance stores will solve the problem that's actually behind immigration. What's the problem behind immigration? The real problem is it's messing with the market prices, the controlled substance market, which humans have a right to. Especially Americans. Americans, like, we're a genetic breed. Literally. We are a literal breed. My bloodline, I got my dad's side, Duke from Germany, came over here in the 1600s. My bloodline is literally the revolution, the civil, every resolution and conflict solution achieved. My blood, my DNA, my ancestors. And so, I don't understand how people don't understand my rights. Like, my great-great-great-great-grandpa, George, my real great-grandpa's name is George, and my great-great-great-grandpa on my dad's side. Anyway, he told everybody, hey, this guy's allowed to have, Americans are allowed to to choose for themselves. They're allowed to have what they want. You're not allowed to steal their property. It doesn't matter if you vote on taking their roses or their daisies or their cannabis or whatever flower the Mangina Club votes on. Wrong. Like, how could something think that a monopoly on a medicine and a plant could ever be legal or constitutional? Like, that is banned around the world. That is 100% known, especially, and the most twisted crime against humanity in the sense that it is a known, cannabis is a known godsend life-saving solution to countless different types of cancer. And those people dying from cancer would not have died had they had not been assaulted and robbed by the very people that were told, hey, make sure nobody steals from Americans. What's the very first thing they do? Oh, let's break in their homes and steal. We gotta, like, how are we gonna stop people if there's nobody doing it? We better get to doing it. That way we can stop ourselves. I mean, that's the level of stupidity that exists in this. Like, banning performance enhancers. We literally, like, there is it's called anti-doping or something like that, where in international sports, if you take a performance enhancer, aka a nutrient, something that enhances the function of the body, is called nutrition. And it's illegal. That's not allowed, because then they won't be scrawny and mentally retarded like the rest of the retards. Anyway, it's really important that we fix that in our land, so we're not the land of, and I don't mean this mean, but there we are. You could go around the whole world. We're the land of obese, unhealthy, unintelligent, psychopathic. I mean, based on what the world knows, we're not actually, like, my family is the most loving people ever. Like, most Americans are. Immigrants are too. Oh, I had... that's where the collision occurred. Anyway, they're such nice people. So good. Like, it's so important that people peaceably coexist. People need to understand our economy is this sum, which means the total, add it all up, how much goods and how much services can we produce in a year? That is the strength. That final number is how powerful your economy is. The more people you have there to produce goods and services, the more powerful your final number will be. The total sum of your economy will be. So these immigrants are the ultimate blessing that could ever, ever, ever be. It's a blessing for them. It's a blessing for us. It's just important that technological adaptation to AI happens quickly so that we can have ample jobs created in new sectors as old ones are removed through autonomy. Yeah, so anyway, I'm out of my time here. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. If you got any good ideas on how to spread this information faster, please tell me. It saves 1.35 million years a year.